What is mom guilt? I believe all of us definitely know what it is, um, because it's so prevalent in our lives that we constantly um, feel like we're not good enough. There's always something we should be doing better, be doing differently, be doing more like someone else. So, in my opinion, mom guilt comes from all that social conditioning and all those expectations that are nowadays put on our shoulders. Moms are not supposed to do all those things that our society puts on us. We are supposed to be supported. And actually, right now, it's the other way around. We get to support everyone rather than be supported. Um, and that's the main source of mom guilt, because we are expected to do all the things, and it's one human being is not able to do that. And that conditioning starts way before we are moms. That conditioning starts when we are little girls. And on one hand, we see our own mothers self sacrificing for the sake of the family. Um, we see other women in our lives, teachers, grandmothers, everybody everywhere is or can be a role model, even if it's just for one instant, one situation. So we observe as little girls. Then there is that tendency that we subconsciously put more expectations on girls than boys in our society. Like girls should be better behaved, girls should be more polite, girls should be more helpful, girls should be this, should be that, should be all of the things. And since it's so much, it's usually that's much more than a child can meet. All those expectations are much more than a little child can actually be expected to do. Yet it is deep in our subconscious, and all we can do is notice those situations and start with ourselves and just set equal expectations for boys and girls, and set a good example for both the younger generation and for everyone around us, and that will have that ripple effect. Um, so the thing is, we have been conditioned as girls that we need to meet all those things people expect us to do. Um, and that left us, when we entered adulthood, that left us with that feeling of inadequacy. So we feel we will not be good enough because the expectations are just way too high. So subconsciously, we look for ways, not really ways to improve what we are doing. We are looking for the ways in which we screwed up. And that's the source of mom guilt. So if you want to start with yourself and be a good, in this regard, role model and example for the younger generation, whether you're a girl mom or boy mom, or if you have nieces and granddaughters and whoever, start with yourself and start feeling good the way you do things right now. Because mom guilt is only in our heads. Usually, if you're in a healthy relationship, in a healthy environment, if you say, okay, I screwed up because I didn't do this or I did that and I shouldn't. Your closest family will usually say, it doesn't really matter. It happens to me. For example, I tell my husband that I feel bad about myself because I didn't do this or that during the day. And he said, well, it's not your responsibility, not at least not your only. Uh, I could do that too. Kids could do that. Why do you put that on yourself? So sometimes it's not really about what's actually expected of us. It's just that we subconsciously look for things people might expect of us. And if we don't do that ahead of time, we feel bad about ourselves. And that's crazy. And that's, unfortunately, that's the reality for most of us. Um, so how do we stop that? First of all, if you ever make a to-do list for yourself, and at the end of the day you look at that to-do list and you notice, okay, I didn't do this, I didn't do this, I didn't do this, um, don't focus on the things you didn't do. Focus on the things you did do. And another thing, you can add the things you did that weren't on that to-do list, just so you have um, that leverage against your subconscious, so to speak. Um, because when it comes to mom guilt, well, I'm not really a big fan of looking at your subconscious like an enemy. It's not an enemy. It just wants to protect you and protect you from the expectations that you might sometimes be faced with. So if you feel you didn't do enough during the day, just write down all the things you actually did, even the smallest things. Like, I didn't clean up the kitchen, but I did start the dishwasher. That counts. Started the dishwasher. I didn't take the kids out to, I don't know, a fun fair, but we did go for a walk. That counts. And sometimes it's more important that you simply listen to your body and take care of your own needs, because what mom guilt does is we stop paying attention to what our body is actually telling us. The body may be telling us, you have been busy, I am tired, and we need to rest. While your mom guilt will keep on telling you, you're not enough, you didn't do enough, you're not enough, you didn't do enough, and that on repeat. Cut it out. I know it's easier said than done, but in fact, you are the only person who can do that. Nobody will come into your head and tell you, this is not true, you are good. I can tell you now, you are good. You are doing amazing as a mom. And you may or may not believe me right now. I truly believe we all do way more than enough. Way more than enough. But the fact that we have that mom guilt in our heads, that's only our subconscious mind conditioned by the past since we were little girls. That's just the voice of the past. That mom guilt is just a voice of the past. Let it stay in the past. So write down all the things you did. Tap yourself on the back. And even if you didn't do something, ask your intuition or your higher self, what was the reason behind me skipping this task? Because there might be a deeper reason for that. For example, your higher self might tell you, you needed to rest. Your higher self might tell you, um, you didn't do this because you are supposed to, I don't know, do it tomorrow and meet someone, apparently by accident, but there are no accidents. No, like things that everything happens for a reason. Maybe your higher self will tell you you're not supposed to do that, so that you nor your feeling of mom guilt is feeling safe. If you are not safe, not feeling secure inside, your subconscious will take over and try to bring you back to safety, even if it means taking away your calm and your peace. So find a place, surround yourself with people who feel safe, surround yourself in an environment that feels safe, and create that safety and security for yourself. And that will have the biggest impact on you dealing with mom guilt. Let me know in the comments if you have your own tools to deal with mom guilt that might be useful for other members of the group. And one more thing, I am now creating, I'm preparing to relaunch it because it's already there. I'm preparing to relaunch a place 100% safe for mothers who are empathic, spiritual, intuitive, witchy, magical mothers, to feel safe talking about your divine gifts and how you use them in parenting. I am also preparing a 3-day free event where you will be able to learn how to tap into your divine gifts and use them in parenting to truly be that magical mom, which I believe we all are. So let me know in the comments if you're interested, because I know it will be pure magic, all those things, both the event and that safe haven for mothers. Let me know.